Other workers in our area are feeling the effects of COVID-19 too. Our Kenesha Dees tells us more.
Many folks like you and I are at home practicing social distancing for work, but I had a chance to speak with some truckers who still have to hit the road.
Everett Williams worked as a trucker for at least 15 years. Now he's a trucker in a different way. He's a yard jockey. Williams says not much has changed since the coronavirus.
One thing that's really changed is the fact that there are not that many individuals or people or cars.
Truckers are also considered essential personnel. They are an exception to stay at home.
Yeah, with all the patrolmen and everything that are about, you gotta have, your permission and your paperwork.
As far as sanitation, they've managed to have sanitizers on hand, but Williams says the low amount of products is normal to him based on experience.
Just like the grocery stores, the truck stops and everything right now are low on products due to everybody stockpiling or what have you. It's like everything, it's just normal.
Williams' friend Casman English is headed to Alabama tomorrow. He's also a trucker. English says working overnights and weekends can be stressful.
It's tough like being an over-the-road driver.
He also tries to level out work time and family time.
I stay out for like 3 weeks at a time, 2 weeks, or maybe come home 1 week.